it's Thursday.
Never quite know
Yay.
how to start these.
Yeah, I know, right? That's the weirdest part. Hey, the good news is I had no, knock on wood, technical difficulties tonight.
Yeah, now you jinxed us. Damn
Yeah,
it.
right. I apparently cannot use my USB bridge anymore. It won't talk to any of my. It can power stuff, but
Huh.
it's done doing USB things. So I probably should get another one, but I haven't ordered one yet because I'm lazy. Anyway, hello everyone. It's Thursday. Good evening. Uh, Probably not gonna see Josh. Definitely not seeing Gabe. Gabe is on an airplane right now, so unless he has some crazy good internet,
That might be
um,
fun.
yeah, probably not. And then Josh is actually at the shop still working on his car.
I take it the
So
clutch came back.
we got the new clutch. So um, yeah, and I know myself. I know I shouldn't have said anything. Um, this week's been. Let me tell you, this week has been one of those weeks where you start the week underwater and you don't get your head above water once, right? And you're just trying your best to get a breath here and there. And today is no different. Like I literally was wrenching on my GT40 at 750 something, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta do the live, and like I didn't get a chance to cool down my garage, so I'm just like a sweaty pile. So I'm like changing my clothes. Meg's like, you should take a shower, and I'm like, I would if I could.
Yep.
Like,
No time.
uh,
You jinxed it. I don't know. Is it my end or your end?
Curious. Oh, I just got a notification. It was my end.
Oh, great.
See, I jinxed it. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
2 minutes in. That's what happens.
Well, yeah, Josh's car is a priority, and I'll explain why. And this is part of why this week has been hectic. So we have, and he was gonna like lose his stuff.
Yeah, here I'll pop that up.
We have the Porsche Club coming to our shop on Saturday.
Nice.
So Josh's car needs to get the hell off the lift. Am I still froze? Or
I see you. I think they're on delay.
Okay, it's just delayed. Okay, that was from when it screwed up earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm all paranoid now, right? So anyway, Josh needed to get his car off the lift. In order to get his car off the lift, we need to get the transmission back in. In order to get the transmission back in, we need the new clutch to arrive. So we had some weird issue with the clutch on that car. We're not sure what happened. We talked to Pega Clutch and stuff where we got it from. We spent a lot of time on the phone with them. They were helping it. Dude, Sirkin's been amazing. Really, really helpful. Spent hours on the phone with us trying to troubleshoot this thing. We did all these tests and whatever. Finally, we just shipped the clutch back to him. He checks the clutch. The clutch seems to be good. We think maybe the flywheel was 1 millimeter too shallow.
Oh wow.
Which,
That
if you
caused
think
all
about
that.
it, so like you've got a flywheel and then you've got the clutch sitting on the flywheel, right? And if it's 1 millimeter too thin, it all shifts to the side, and it's going to shift away from the direction that the throwout bearing needs to push. And that might explain that the throwout bearing, no matter how far it went, couldn't push it far enough.
Yeah. Okay.
And we think that was it. It was 1 millimeter short.
Crazy.
Right? So we ordered a new flywheel, we just were like, okay, you know what? We're just going to buy brand new everything, replace everything, which was like $6,500, $7,000 just for the hardware. Right. And so we're putting that in tonight, or Josh is now. I'm sitting here.
Yeah. You're in a comfy chair and air conditioning. And...
Yeah. I'm done being dirty for tonight. So yeah, that was a high priority because we need to get off the lift. So we need to try and hopefully get the car done today or early tomorrow. And the reason we have a problem for tomorrow is tomorrow we have to get new tires on 2 cars and the TPMS put in the Scud. So we got cars going all over the place and blah, blah, blah. So tomorrow's gonna be busy.
Yep. I'm finally getting tires too. So.
Yes, yours is one of those cars.
Yep.
So
good to have friends with wholesale rates.
Right? Hey, we'll hook you up, man.
Heck yeah.
God, so this week just been nuts. We had a car deal. So I don't know if you guys saw the pictures. We traded the recently converted 430 for that Mustang Cobra, the 93 Mustang Cobra. So nice. I'm in love with that car. I actually drove that car home tonight.
That's awesome.
I like that car way more than I should. Like, it's not that great a car in comparison to all the crazy cool stuff that we get to play with, but I love it. So it's just straight from my childhood, straight from my youth, right? Like that is the car I wanted when I was like 16-ish years old, right?
Oh,
like
I would have
murdered someone for that. Yeah, I always wanted a Fox. I never had a Fox body. I really badly wanted one, and I just never got one. So thank you. I tried to show us stuff going on. I figure that's one of those things that, people should not be scared of detailing their engine bay. It's really not that big a deal. It's funny because people are like, "Oh, it's wet. Oh my God, your car's getting wet in the engine bay." I'm like, dude, it's open to the atmosphere. Like, it literally has vents. Water comes into that engine bay when it's raining. So, or when you wash the car, for that matter.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you don't want to necessarily take your high pressure sprayer and put it right on a connector and be like, or right on the ECUs. Let's just spray that bad boy right on the computer.
Yeah. Let's fill up this intake hole.
Right. Yeah. Right. Jam it right on that PCV valve. It'll be fine. I'm sure its gasket is great.
Yeah. It doesn't heat cycle every time you drive it. And yeah. No, man.
But yeah, you spray from a distance, and
enough to get the gunk off.
Yeah. And you just lightly spray it. And a lot of it's agitation and cleaning with your hand, hand towel. So how fast could you do a conversion?
Max speed.
I mean, if I think Josh and I could convert a car in one day if everything goes perfectly smooth. If we started at 8 a.m. and probably finished, I'm guessing at 6 or 7 at night, maybe later, and probably didn't take any breaks and probably did not have lunch, and no bolts broke. But yeah, I think we could do it in one day ish. And that's a clutch in.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's without taking clutch out.
Clutch out, you're minimum 2 days. Minimum. And most likely 3 and realistically 4. So
did the pump replacement and everything fix the F1 system on the
yes
Nice. Okay.
So for any of you that saw, I tried an experiment. I wanted to do an experiment where I did a DIY with shorts. Yeah. And I'm also publishing those on Instagram and Facebook too. I'm spreading them out on Instagram and Facebook. I did them all basically in real time. So I would film something and then I would put it in the description and upload it. And then I would work on the car and film something in the description and upload it. And so I just wanted to do an experiment to see, would that actually get more or less views than making the actual video. And the interesting thing is it kind of gets more views because it was broken up into 5-6 videos. So each video itself doesn't get as many views as one full-length video. But so let's say if I made that in a full-length video, right, in an 8 to 10 minute video, it probably would get, currently our channel is not doing great, probably 2,000 to 3,000 views, maybe 4. So the shorts are all getting right around 500 to 1,000 plus views, sometimes more. I need to look how they're doing. But if you add that up over 5 videos, that's actually 5,000 views ish. So we're just a touch under 90,000. It's 89,600 or 700 right now.
So share, and subscribe.
Yeah, tell your friends to subscribe. I want to hit 100. Damn it!
Yeah, we need a really good Christmas present for Dan would be one of those silver
Oh my
plaques.
god, I'm telling you, Meg always tells me, she's like, "You're an emotional guy," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." And of course, I am. I'm like, I'm probably gonna cry. Like, I don't cry for that sort of stuff. I probably would cry at that because I've been working at this for like 8 or 9 years now, and it has not come easy. My channel has not had the huge bumps that a lot of these other channels have been blessed with. I have had to fight and kick and scream for every one of you for subscribing, and thank you, by the way. And thank you, Kevin.
Aw.
It's been a while since we had a buy something for Dan like we did a few weeks ago. Here's my contribution to get things going. Thank you. I could use that money. I'll tell you about it in a minute. What I was working on the GT40, but that particular thing I was doing cost more than I expected. Yeah, so I'm at, hold on, 89,673 subscribers right now. There you go. So I should probably take a look. I'm curious if I look at the shorts. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah, 10,000 sub party at the stub. I'm in. Let's make brisket.
100. Yeah. When we hit 100K, yeah, we're having a party.
Yeah, or whatever I said.
Yeah.
I need more of this apparently.
I mean, I'm not shocked I haven't gotten to 100K. We're not a drama channel. We don't do real or fake drama very well.
And when we try to, everyone complains.
Yeah, when I try and do fake drama, bitch. If I do real drama, sometimes it gets views. I mean, there's a few things, and we've talked about this time and time again, so tell me to shut up if you're tired of hearing about it. But I have my theories. Like, I haven't had anything really crazy happen to me. Like, I haven't had a car burn to the ground or get vandalized or whatever, and I haven't been arrested, and I haven't really had that much interaction with the police, only a few times, which
Yeah.
I'm thankful for. Like, I don't really want to go to jail or get tickets and stuff.
Yeah, that's stressful, and no one needs that shit in their life. So.
Right. Yeah. I did give a car away for $1. Hold on. Where is it?
You still have the dollar?
I kept the dollar in my. It's somewhere here. Anyway, I have the dollar somewhere. Shoot.
Yeah, thanks, Scott.
Because it's kind of sentimental. Ah! I knew it. So yeah, I gave away a car for $1. What else? I don't have. Here's another. Actually, I think a big thing is I don't have. My trailer did get vandalized. That's true. Twice. It got broken into once and vandalized once. So that's true. But I think part of it is also I don't have like other YouTuber friends really. Like I'm friendly with some of the YouTubers, but I'm not like good friends with them where I'm going and hang out with them. Like I know it's really weird. I know and have met tons of YouTubers, big YouTubers. Like my cell phone has lots of numbers that I'm sure they would love it if I distributed those numbers to all of you.
Now you're gonna get hacked.
Yeah. Don't hack my phone. That'd be very bad for those YouTubers.
You gotta guess their names. They're all random. So
yeah. I mean, well, they're all car YouTubers generally.
Well, yeah, true.
But anyway, yeah. I don't know. And we don't build up total cars, so like that.
Something else you don't have the energy for. Like, who wants to do that shit? I don't know.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm not very good. I'll be honest, I'm not very good at social media. I've said this before. Like I'm not. I'm a computer nerd, and computer nerds are very logical and thoughtful and straightforward, and like what I say should be the thing that it is. And so I don't like doing clickbait. I'm not good at it. Like I don't even know how to think that way. Like when I try and title a video, I'm like, I want to title it exactly what's happening in the video. And then of course I'm like, oh, but that won't get any views. So how do I spice it up? And I come up with some terrible thing and it doesn't work. And like other people see it, they're like, oh, you should have titled it this. I'm like, that's great. I should have. You're right. I should have. I suck at that.
Yep.
Yeah, we need a sexy policewoman.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm writing it.
Maybe the new police chief for Liberty Hill once they find one.
There you go. Yeah. I don't know Mr. Beast. He is substantially. I would say I'm trying to think of who's the largest YouTuber I've met. Probably Chris Fix.
How big is he?
I think he's over 10, isn't he?
Heck, I don't know.
I mean, I'm better than average because most average people don't have 90,000 subscribers. But in the scheme of YouTube, I don't have hundreds or millions of hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers. So
yeah, he's 10.3. So yeah, he's probably
10.3. I think he's the largest YouTuber I've met. That seems right. I'm trying to think of others who might be bigger, but I think he's the biggest.
Yeah.
He's surprisingly short, and that's coming from me, and I'm not tall. Anywho, yeah, but you know what? I like doing what I do, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I do. It's funny because every once in a while, like someone will try and like get under my skin and like poke at that, and they'll be saying some stuff about like, oh, your small YouTube channel or like whatever, something like that, and it's just like it doesn't even bother me because I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's like when it's not my goal. My goal is not to have 1 million subscribers, so it doesn't bother me, right? Like, yes, I would love that. Sure, it'd be great. I would love to have money thrown at me by YouTube. That would be amazing. I haven't met Doug in person, actually. Hoovie, I think Hoovie's only got like 3 or 4 million.
Yeah, I think so.
I know Ed Bullion, I know Stradman, I know Tavares, I know.
Yeah, how big is he might be up there. How big?
Strad's up there. I think he's like 6 or 7, right?
I don't know. I'm just Googling here. Hoovie's not. Strad's 4.4.
Strad's 4? Oh,
yeah.
I thought Strad was bigger than that.
Tavares 2.8.
2.8. Yeah, Hoovie's, I want to say 2? I'm going to guess 2 million.
1.57.
Oh, man. I'm $500,000 off.
Yeah, right. Darren.
Jeez. David Dobrik? I don't even remember him. I don't even know who that is. Have I run into him? So if 100,000 subscribers pays $1, does 1 million pay $10? That's how it's good. So it's actually it's based on views, not on subscribers. So you don't get paid anything for subscribers. So that's not the way that it works on YouTube. It's all about the views.
I wish I had not put Dobrik into YouTube because now I'm going to see this guy's videos.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't do that. Do a Hooters girl car wash at the stub. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, I would do that for a fundraiser. I think that'd be funny, right? Like
that would be funny.
Just cause. I have 0. You're big to me. Thank you. Thank you. I know. And to be fair, like I'm not like trying to dismiss that. I mean, I personally think it's impressive that 89,000 people have said, yeah, I want to watch your stuff. Like, that's amazing. Like, when I think about it, I'm like, I could fill a stadium. That's crazy.
That is pretty cool.
Like, and I'm a nobody. Like, I'm just a computer nerd that plays with cars. So, like, that's pretty cool to me. Like, I'm always been impressed with that. It's funny because adults really, like, or whatever. But when kids hear that I have a YouTube channel, they're like, oh my God, you're a YouTuber. They lose their minds. Oh, I've actually had like parents that like their kid watches the channel and it's like, my kid, can he get your autograph? And so I'm like, sign an autograph or whatever. Or like, can we get a picture with you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't care. Sure. Like, it's funny to me because they're all like, whoa, like weirded out or like, oh my God, I can't believe I met you and blah, blah. And I'm just like, cool.
Oh, okay. So Kettlebell says we met Dobrik at the Quail last year. That makes sense.
Oh, maybe we just saw him. I don't know if we actually talked to him.
I don't think we talked to him, but maybe.
I mean, I've seen from a distance other YouTubers who are even bigger. you know, geez, we saw at the GT40 reunion, that dude in blue.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to say hi. We also saw
Dr. M3.
Dr. M3.
Is he...
I mean, Car Week, I've seen, you know, from a distance.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. What's her face? Supercar Blondie.
Yep.
I briefly met her, like basically said hi and that's it. Yeah, you do have a picture with me. That's right. When you came to that that thing, where was it? Was it some restaurant in
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Horatio Pagani was at the VIP thing with us.
Oh yeah. It's
And it was one of those where like he had an entourage, and I wanted to say hi, but I don't want to like be that guy that like, hi Horatio. By the way, I know you don't really understand what I'm saying that well because I speak no Italian.
I mean, I said hi to him walking through the Pagani booth. He was just standing there, so I just said hi and kept walking. I didn't stop and try and chat with him. But...
Yeah. Oh, and we saw
Koenigsegg, Christian von
Koenigsegg.
Yeah.
I mean, a ton of other, like, you see if you go to the Quail, you see a who's who of everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's truly like,
yeah, Josh and Casey were counting the nicest watch for the day, like,
yeah,
taking tally on who saw the best watch.
Yeah. Peninsula, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, yeah,
it's fun.
Anyway, the title of the thing. We're 20 minutes in. I should talk about that. So the reason I was like, manual conversions for everyone is because we are offering to convert customer cars now. We are finally caught up. We feel like we've got it down, and we've already done some, and we want to do more. So if you have a 430 or 360 and you'd like to get it converted, send us an email, sales@normalguysupercar.com, and we can discuss it. Pricing starts at $20,000 plus tax. Yes, we do have to charge tax. Sorry, it's not my fault. But yeah, we want to get started. You basically need to decide, do you want to do a clutch replacement or not? And a few other options. And there's stuff that we can discuss if you want us to do, like, you know, while we're in there, like if your motor mounts are shot, okay, sure, we'll replace those, you know. But like, I don't want to do like, I've got a check engine light and this is blah, 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 and whatever. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you're not here for mechanics, like.
Right. I'm not going to fix the car if it's busted, right?
Yep. How does that work with out-of-state people and like cable tightening and things like that? Are you just gonna drive it?
Great question. So we're going to drive your car 20 to 50 miles or more.
This wasn't scripted. I actually just was curious.
Yeah. No, that exact thing we've thought about, like, how do we handle that, and how do we, so we're going to do whatever we can to get it to be as close as possible and hopefully not need any adjustments. We offer a 1-year parts and labor warranty. The parts warranty comes from the parts manufacturer. The labor warranty comes from us. Now, the catch is we aren't in a position to be able to pay some third-party shops to fix the crap. So if you're not local and you have an issue, you can either pay to ship your car back to us, or pay us to fly out and come do it there. Or if you're somewhat handy with a wrench, we can kind of walk you through trying to adjust the cables.
It's not hard. I've watched you guys do it tons of times. Like,
yeah, it's pretty easy.
Steve would do it in a parking lot, when he was getting his adjustments.
Admittedly, it is harder on a 360 than a 430 because the diffuser on the 430 is really easy to remove, and on a 360, it's difficult to get in there.
Okay.
But that's it.
Not too bad.
When's the Super G conversion? Yeah. It's not currently on the radar.
Yeah. You're not like designing these things. You're just installing kits.
Yeah. We're not currently manufacturing them.
Yeah.
What's the competitive advantage of the conversion you do, meaning the actual equipment? I'm not. What do you mean? Like, competitive advantage? Like what we're doing differently, or the hardware we're using is better? Is that what you're asking? I don't exactly understand what you're asking there. Like, competitive to what? Like,
Yeah. Is it like why choose Dan to do it
Yeah,
versus
why
some other
choose
shop?
us over another one? I mean, I think it's pretty normalized now, the cost. Like, everyone's about the same cost now. There's a few places that do it. Um, well, there's so there's a lot that goes into that, right? For starters, doing the clutch in removal is faster than doing a clutch out. EAG has traditionally always done a clutch out. They tried doing the clutch in, they never quite figured it out, right? They tried doing it and they had issues with it, and then they just kind of gave up and moved on. So they kept doing clutch out. So that makes it a lot more work. The second thing is, um, a lot of the times they didn't have all the parts, and that was the hang up, right? So when we're doing a conversion, we're not starting on it until we have the kit and we have all the hardware and we have everything we need. So the only thing that would slow us down is like if we get in there and like you're like, I don't know, some part is like, oh crap, this is screwed. Hey, do you want us to replace that? We need to order it, right? That sort of stuff. But that's why I want to try and avoid that. So like that's why I want you to decide if you're gonna do a conversion with us beforehand. Like, hey, can you do the engine mounts? Okay, sure. So let's order those, have them in stock, ready to go. If you're gonna do a clutch replacement, you can either have us buy a whole new clutch, which is very expensive, or we can send out the clutch and have it rebuilt. That adds probably 3 or 4 days just because it's gonna take, like, a day to go out, a day or 2 or 3 to get rebuilt, and then a couple days to get back. So,
Yeah.
it might add, like, a week to the conversion, but, yeah, that's there's anyway, meaning the actual hardware. Is there a difference in that versus other kits? I mean, I think I'm a fan of the Cambio Manuale kits. I think so far they're my favorite of the ones we've tried. So, I mean, ultimately, I think like if you're reverse engineering something that already exists, so long as they reverse engineer it well,
Yeah, true.
there's not a whole lot of innovation going on in the conversion world. So there's some things that give slight advantages over others. For example, and here I'm tiptoeing lightly because like here's you gotta understand something. After what happened with my involvement with the AG, I put a very firm stance for the position of my company. I refuse to endorse anyone else unless I have control over it.
Hmm.
So I'm very careful about throwing out other companies' names. Furthermore, I don't want to give out free marketing. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of other people benefiting from my work. I've done a ton of work. I've done shit tons of work in this space. And there's all these other companies that exist now. And I mean, a part of that's because of me, because in this channel. And
100%. Yeah.
so, like, I'm not going to give them free marketing. So I'm not going to. I refuse to name other companies and really promote them in any way unless I'm working with them or have some reason to. So at the moment, Cambio Manuale, we have an agreement with, and we get, we have some. Anyway, we have some agreements with them. So I'm willing to discuss his stuff at this point.
Yeah.
Um, you know, if we didn't, I wouldn't tell you what company of stuff we're using, I guess. But I guess you'd probably want to know. So,
Fair enough.
um, when you do a conversion, what are the OEM parts that absolutely should be changed at that point? If you do it a clutch removal, pilot bearing, throwout bearing, all the
Remain, right?
bolts on the clutch, all the bolts on the flywheel, you got to resurface the flywheel at a minimum, possibly replace the flywheel. It's probably a good idea to replace the rear main seal at that time. There's a lot of little gaskets and O-rings and stuff like that that you have to replace anyway because they're not reusable, or even if they are reusable, you don't really want to risk reusing them. So there's a lot of little rink-a-dink stuff. Like it all adds up, right? So there's probably, I'm gonna say there's probably like a couple $100 in just miscellaneous little rinky-dink things. Some of the stuff's expensive. Like throwout bearings are thousands of dollars. The flywheel is thousands, many thousands of dollars if you replace that. The clutch is, a factory clutch is $3,000 or $4,000. So if you do that at, like, so if we're doing a clutch replacement right now, we're saying those are $30,000 to do a clutch replacement conversion. And that's because we anticipate buying an additional $6,000 or $7,000 in hardware. So it's not that much more labor. Like, it's only about $3,000 more additional labor, but it's a lot of extra hardware.
Yeah.
So, the third thing you aren't going to steal the trans out of a California or cry in a video.
He
What?
just said he would cry in a video earlier if he, got that 100,000 sub plaque.
I might. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to react.
He's making fun of art. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I did not make that connection at first. Now you said that. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yep. Hugh, what lake are you at? You said you're at a beach, so I'm curious.
How much would someone expect to pay for I think you meant clutch job on a 360? I'm gonna go with clutch, since clinch doesn't make much sense.
That looks like a phone autocorrect.
Yeah, it's probably autocorrect. I mean, $5,000 to $10,000. It varies a lot.
It's a lot of work to split the transmission off. So
yeah, and that's the thing you guys got to consider is the conversion is, you're paying more for parts than labor. So on a $30,000 clutch replacement conversion, you're paying for about $20,000 in hardware and about $10,000 in labor. On a $20,000 clutch in conversion, you're paying about $13,000 in hardware and $7,000 in labor. About, plus or minus a little. Oh, wow. And that's how we're going to operate. By the way, I drafted up a contract with a lawyer. So anyone who's having us do a conversion, you're signing a contract. We're not doing any hokey bull crap because I'm not getting sued again. And we will not, like, if you send me your car before you pay, I'm gonna be pissed. But second of all, you got to pay for the parts before we start the conversion, because we're not ordering the kit until you pay. So we already had this already screwed us once. Guy calls us, I want a conversion really bad. Okay, great. Let's get it going. Cool. I'm on the schedule, blah, blah, blah. We order the parts. Ghost.
Of course.
Disappeared. Yeah. So we have a Ferrari 360 conversion kit that's actually supposed to be arriving tomorrow. So if one of you has a 360 and would like a conversion, it's a trans-in, no clutch replacement conversion kit. We could get you scheduled like immediately.
Heck yeah. There you go, Brent.
Yeah. Basically, we're going to start trying to find a 360 to buy and convert. And in the meantime, if someone doesn't snag it and want that conversion done. But also, we had a lot of people asking for us to sell them just straight conversion kits. At this point, like, we're having such a hard time getting kits, like, it's still kind of slow, that it doesn't make financial sense for us to do that.
Yeah. Right.
We'd rather do the conversion ourselves and make the labor money, because that's really helpful for us as a business. So that's the whole thing, is like, I'm just like, I need to do some stuff that really are business sense, like, for us, that make us more money and try and get us positioned better for next year, because we've been having a hard year, and right now it's tough out there. It is rough. The car world is not doing awesome for anyone. So talk to anyone if you're a gearhead, if you're an enthusiast, and you want to make sure that these companies stay around, go buy some stuff from the companies you like, not just us, like any of these companies, because I guarantee you they are having a hard time. It's rough right now. Anyway, I mean, would I consider a GTC4 Lusso for hauling around a kid? Yes, except for I don't like two doors for hauling around a kid.
Yeah, that would get old getting it in and
My
out.
back would not be happy lifting my 38-pound kicking toddler into a back seat, but I'd rather have the second car.
Yeah,
Right?
if you can afford it, keep your fun car for fun and
Right.
buy a
Have
smart
a
car to
toy
have for
car
the
for a
family.
toy and a utility. That's I have my truck. It's boring. It works. Megan has her Mini. She likes it. It's not that boring, but it works. And it's 4-door.
Yep.
So there you go. I actually really like the 06 Viper we have. Here's my only thing about Vipers. I hate how tall they gear them, and I understand that they gear them that tall because it has a boat ton of torque. But it kind of makes it not as fun because, like, if you floor it, the time you shift second gear, you're breaking the speed limit basically everywhere.
Yeah. I got a ride in one of those when I was a kid, and it was like, oh, we're doing 70 in first gear still. Like,
Yeah, like it kind of eliminates some of the fun. But I mean, it's a fun car. It's actually pretty good. I was impressed because this one, the AC blows cold, really cold. Very happy about that. Um, the orange Mercy LP640, someday it'll exist again. Long story. I don't want to talk about that story until I have a better conclusion on it.
Fair enough.
The short version is the car's sitting in a shop, and it has been for 3 years. Yeah. Once your kid can buckle themselves, then I wouldn't mind a two-door. Like that seems more like I could do that. But right now with the child seat, no thanks. Yeah, Meg has a Mini Cooper, Mini Clubman John Cooper Works edition. So it's 300 horsepower. It actually hauls butt.
Sorry, I had to respond to that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, those little cars with that much horsepower are fun.
It's a cool little car. Yeah. So yeah, that's where we're at with conversions. If you need one, again, sales at normalguysupercar.com. Send us an email. Get on the list. We can get you in pretty quick. So, I mean, probably within 1 to 2 weeks. It's kind of like the current delay. So it's pretty quick.
That's not bad at all. Yeah.
No. Is there any mod that can be done to not make the Viper's gear so tall? I mean, I suppose you could change out the rear diff to be I don't know what gearing it has, but you could probably change that out. That would make it do that.
Yeah. It's probably way too much money for the benefit, though.
Right?
Like, oh my God.
I actually have a theory that's also why those things, so many people thought they would be so easy to kill people, is because if let's say you're in first gear and you floor it and it breaks those tires loose, they're not going to just go like 30 miles an hour spin. They're going to go like 60, 70, 80 miles an hour spinning. So like the differential is so high that they just turn to butter, and you just, it's not like when you're launching a car and they're spinning and leaving rubber, but it's mostly still going, like it's still kind of grabbing. Those things, they're just spinning, right? So that's how it was with my that GT500 I had for a little while when I first had those shit tires on it. When it would break them, so it wasn't that bad in first gear. First gear, totally manageable. It was when you shifted the second and it blew off the tires in second gear. That's when it just felt greasy, because then now those tires are going like 80, 90 miles an hour and you're only going 30 miles an hour.
Yep.
And so the differential is too high and you're just all over the road.
Which is why Mustangs hit trees.
Right.
Ditches. And
it's always second gear.
Right.
You notice that? It's never someone going, it's
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, the tour of Colorado is dead, sadly. Never to happen again. It is officially over. I'm not going to even bother trying. We probably will do a dragon run next year, but again, I'm not going to organize anything. I'm just going to tell you some dates, and you can figure it out yourself.
Yep. There won't
So,
even be daily drives organized. It'll be
nope.
see
Yep.
if we see you on the road.
Yep. I think maybe the most I'll do is create a WhatsApp group just for everyone to kind of collaborate schedules or something, but I am not telling anyone what to do or planning anything.
Nice.
That's
Got him.
funny. That's funny. Yeah, I'm sure. It's here's the funniest thing about being in the business I'm in is like I'm still getting like rumor mill stuff, like people telling me, "Did you hear this? Did you hear that?" Right? And I'm pretty sure some of it's true, and I'm just I don't know, like it's so crazy. Like that whole thing's so crazy. Like I don't understand how anyone is still giving their cars to him or their money to him.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And I'm done like trying to stop that because I've said my piece. So we've been discussing this. Here's so what we're talking about doing is I need to get where we convert one of our cars first. I'm not going to convert, like, I'm not going to experiment on someone else's car, right? So we've been looking at buying a 575 or a 599 because we're aware of the ability to get a good conversion kit now. I don't have one yet. I don't have a 575 or a 599. And someone's gonna be like, "Oh, use mine." No, that's the whole point. I don't want to do it on yours because
you can sell it to Dan.
Huh?
He can sell your car to you. You know?
Yeah, maybe for the right price.
Yeah, for wholesale.
Yeah. If you, but we just need to get. So I actually went out and test drove one that was converted recently. And it was better than my 599 that was converted. It was a better conversion. I liked it better. It had a better feel to it and stuff. Again, the 599 is kind of weird though. Like I'm not in love with that car as a manual. I'm not in love with that car, period, to be fair. I think don't get me wrong, it's a great car, but I feel like it's just not that great as a manual. Like it just revs so fast, and it's a challenging car to drive as a manual. So I actually, when I had my 575, that car to me felt great as a manual. So I almost feel like I'd rather have a 575 done. But did the Peasant Spec GT3 sell it? God, you guys are assholes. We have a pending deal on it. We are losing our ass on it. It should hopefully close within the next few days.
Good. Get that car out of there. Yeah.
Did
you have to remove the livery, or did you just
No, it's keeping the livery.
Good.
Put my TDF Blue 599 on the list when you're ready. Yeah, I mean, we would, again, once we do some conversions on ours, then we'll open it up to others. But I don't want to do it on, I don't want to experiment on other people's cars. I think that's what a lot of these other guys are doing. And I feel like that puts you in a liability. And now you've got some client car that what happens if something goes wrong or you don't do something right, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't want to play that way.
Yep.
Will there be a Porsche there for the Porsche event? Yeah. We've got a GT4 again. We haven't taken we have the pic. That's right. We actually did take the pictures. I need to get it listed. So it's not listed yet. I need to do a video on it. I think it's 28,000 miles, I'm going to say. Manual transmission, carbon seats. I think it's seal gray, if I remember correctly. So there you go. So yeah, that car will be there. The GT3 might still be there. I'm assuming it still will be there because we don't have a closed deal unless they happen to close it tomorrow, which seems not super likely because they've been. We had a handshake on Monday. They haven't closed it yet. It's a longer. It's one of these longer deals that's just
Jeez.
taking a while.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, and we also have Josh's Speedster, so we'll have some stuff there. What else is there? Oh, how do you like the Gardo? I think they're okay. The E-Gear is,
It shows its age. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's more like the 360 F1, which is not the greatest, but the car itself is fine.
I like the looks of them.
Yeah, I like the looks. I think they're reasonably easy to maintain. So, I mean, although it's a Lamborghini and like they have weird Lamborghini stuff, but
yeah, random electrical issues and things.
And like 50 drain plugs and stuff like that. Geez, yeah, you've said that like 3-4 times now that you got unsubscribed.
Huh.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
Complain to YouTube.
Does your kid use your phone or something? Like,
right? Someone playing tricks on you.
Yeah. Go into your Gmail and log out of other places. And
I believe, yeah, it's a Boxster that they're bringing for this weekend, and then they're gonna like show how to do some services on it. I'm not actually doing any of the wrenching, so someone else is. I'm just providing a venue. So it's kind of an experiment to see if this works with the PCA, and if it does work well, then we'll probably host more things there for them, or like host like starting drives, or use it as a meetup point, whatever. Like I'm open to, like, I really am totally open to car clubs and whatever, using our parking lot and things like that as a social gathering point for drives. Or so, just hit me up if you're interested in that. Just don't do burnouts because our asphalt sucks. We're already having failing asphalt. It's only been it's 1-year-old asphalt, and our asphalt's failing. The joys of owning a business.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to like repave half the parking lot. I'm super pissed about that. What do you think about Aventadors? They're huge.
Yeah, they're the epitome of look at me loud. I'm a Lamborghini.
Yeah. I'm not in love with them.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to really drive one, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've never driven one. I think the original ones that are more understated look better to me, but
I do actually. Yeah, they got worse over the years, like the SVJ and all the extra wings and crap that they kept gluing on the thing.
Pointy bits, just to be pointy bits. Yeah.
I kind of like the really early, very sleek, just clean lines one. Same thing with the Huracan. They've done like 50 versions of the Huracan now. It's impossible to keep up with. And I'm like, I like the really clean ones with no wing and all that stuff. This looks good.
Yep. I do the Technica. I like the look of the Technica, but the ones in between are like, yeah, whatever.
Since it's Car Week, any thoughts on returning to Pebble Beach in the future? Absolutely. If so, how do you make it work for your ROI? We don't get an ROI.
Yeah, make it a fun event.
It's as my wife likes to tell me, she's like, you're fooling yourself. You're not going to make any money. So you're doing this for you. So that's the problem, is right now it's so expensive that it's hard to justify spending, let's be real, it's over $10,000 every time we go on an event that doesn't make any business like improvements. Yeah. If we could go there and sell a car, that might pay for it. That would be interesting. So maybe that's the way to do it, is we need to have a car that we bring there and we try and sell there. But I don't think you're going to be able to. It's pretty tricky unless you send it to one of the auctions, and the auctions the auctions are making all the money. You aren't.
Yeah.
We actually looked at that 93 Cobra we just got. We were like, oh man, maybe we should send it to like Mecum, right? They want 10%.
That's nice.
How can we possibly make money on that car if they're taking 10%? Our expected margin at best is like 10%. So that's the entire margin. We need an asphalt short. I can show you our crappy asphalt if you would like to. And yes, it was coated with sealant. Will the asphalt company warranty it? I mean, we called him and he like basically blew us off. So no, I'm gonna go with no. He's not warranting it.
Yeah, that's the problem today. Is no one does good work, and they're not gonna.
How thick did you get? It's definitely not 6 inches.
No.
I think so. When he was laying it down, I said, "Hey, I read online that you want 3," and he was like, "Oh, we're gonna do like 2," and I'm like, "This thing says 3." And he's like, "No, 2 will be fine. Trust me." Uh,
Yeah, trust me, bro.
he lied.
Yeah, 2 is good enough for him to get paid and then disappear. So.
Mm-hmm. So there's like one spot that's really getting screwed up, and I'm not sure if we should dig it up and re-asphalt it, or dig it up and just put down that stuff, or just add that stuff on top. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah.
Never a dull moment.
So annoying. Yeah. So I don't know. We're not in a point to where we could like just afford to rip out the driveway and redo it right now. Like it just doesn't make sense. So we'll just deal with the falling apart asphalt for a while.
I mean, it's better than the road still. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not that big a deal, right? As long as it's not like collecting water or pushing it into the building. Like,
yeah. Well, we still have that problem to deal with.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I clicked on it. There it goes. Yeah, I know, right? Your commercial insurance may cover repair. Then they'll probably drop us.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna claim that. No way.
Yep. There's no such thing as free money.
No. Like, it's already so impossible to get insurance for our type of business that the last thing I ever want to do is make a claim.
Yep.
And our insurance is so expensive that it just absolutely does not make sense to do the claim. I think you asked this exact question already. I have no idea what the MSRP would be, but I guarantee it's over $200,000.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
I don't think it'll be 300, but I think they will be 300 because of markups. So that's my guess. I think it's gonna be between 200 and 250.
I could see that. I could maybe see them going slightly over 250, but not much. Like, it is a Corvette still, after all, right?
Yeah.
I don't
know. How's the neighbor doing? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't want to like gossip for the sake of gossiping, but I heard some gossip. So funny story. Okay. Like a friend of a friend is involved with helping organize gathering these cars for F1. They wanted to get some classic cars for this car event for F1. And so a friend of a friend knew the guy doing this and was like, "Hey, you should ask Dan if maybe he's got some cars, maybe his GT40, right?" And so the guy reaches out to me and like, "Hey, would you want your GT40 to be involved?" I'm like, "Possibly." So he's like, "Hey, do you mind if I come over? I want to see your shop anyway," and blah blah. I'm like, "Sure." So he comes over, and he's an Indian guy, and he's like, "You're not gonna believe this, but like," and I don't remember exactly how it came up, but anyway, somehow we talked about the temple being next door, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been there a bunch of times." I'm like, "What?"
Oh my God.
He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I know all the stories about the temple," and I'm like, "You're kidding?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, and so he starts telling me all the gossipy whatever stuff about the temple, and I'm just laughing the whole time, like, "Yeah, okay, yep, I know that." Anyway, it was funny, but I'm not sure that homeboy, our favorite guy, I don't think he's there anymore.
Oh.
I think they got a different caretaker. So it turns out that guy was like the caretaker of the temple. He was kind of like, I don't know, the person who lives there and like makes sure the grounds are okay and that stuff's whatever. And I think they got someone else now because I've seen, like, he kind of alluded to that when I was talking to him, and I've seen some other guy, and this other guy hasn't approached us once, and he's dressed in all the same kind of garb, and we see him walking up and down the road.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know if he's walking into town or whatever, but, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, I think he might be gone, which, like, I'm gonna say, oh, darn.
Yeah, good riddance. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get more water, by the way.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, why pay for insurance if you don't use it? I mean, that's welcome to America. You know, insurance rates are skyrocketing across Texas because too many people replace their roofs and stuff. So I don't know. That's not a topic for this show, but Mount Carmel Memorial Site. I've not been there, JS360. I don't know. There's not much to do in Waco, so you just drive through it and maybe stop for gas. But that's what I do in Waco. You thought Dan was going to cry? Tears of joy, maybe that Lawnmower Man's gone. That's what I'm thinking. Hugh says they announced 260 for the ZR1. Canadian or US? I didn't see that announcement. So
What?
Hugh says 260 they announced for the ZR1.
Oh, is that what it's going to be? Oh, sounds about right. Said somewhere around 250.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Oh, Hugh has a Defender question. Shoot.
Oh yeah. This is how I feel this week. Oh, let me tell you. Oh, yeah. This week. Yeah. At what point in your financial lives did you feel your setup was ideal to then purchase your first expensive car? I mean, define a deal.
Yeah. I don't know that anything's ever ideal. You always
Never
want more.
ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought my first Ferrari. It's approaching a decade ago now. Jeez.
Yeah, crazy.
I mean, I had a wife, a house. My mortgage was small. My my outside expenses, other than like whatever, my life was pretty cheap. Like I didn't do a whole lot of like crap. We were putting away a bunch of money in retirement, and I had a bunch of cash building up in our account. So like I was making way more than I was spending, right? Because it was just me and Meg, and at that time Hobbs.
Yeah.
So me, Meg, and Hobbs in a reasonably small house with a pretty small mortgage, and I was making pretty good money, and Meg was working too, and so she was making decent money. So you add the two up, and it was like basically like I looked at how much was okay. Did I have enough money for a down payment? Yes. You know, like a good enough down payment to not ever be upside down in the car. If some, you know, because I was back then I was still expecting it to depreciate.
Yeah.
You know, and the other thing was like, was the monthly payment small enough that it didn't really affect our life? And that was the biggest thing, is like I didn't want to buy a car where it's like I got to sacrifice other things that we do to be able to have this car. So that was the, I think that's the rule.
Yeah.
I wanted to live by.
That's basically what I was going to say, is the point where I have enough disposable income that I don't have to change my quality of life to own a nice car.
Right. It doesn't impact what I want to do otherwise.
Yeah.
Like whether or not I have the car or don't have the car, I live the same. Like I'm not being like, oh crap, I can't do this now because I have the car.
Yeah.
The other thing is I also was in a position where I had enough money on top of that to be able to put money aside in case the car actually broke.
Yep. Yeah, it's like a, you know, anything else where you need a rainy day fund for that car, because these things are high strung, you know, mechanical things that are going to break.
You know, matter what car it is. If you own these cars, at some point you will have a 5-figure bill.
Yep.
Guaranteed. At some point.
It doesn't matter what brand, no matter what.
Yep. No, I didn't catch the other Super Foreigns. I don't really watch the auctions, Bat and Cars and Bids, because there's no cars there that I would buy for the dealership, because there's no money to be made on auction cars.
Yep.
So I don't really pay attention to it. But every once in a while, someone's like, "Hey, did you see this car?" And we see some cool car, and we're like, "Oh, cool." Yeah.
Oh, here's before we lose it. Yes, if you want one, get one. They're great. I have had only small issues or things covered. Everything's covered under warranty. The only issue with Defenders is there's no parts. So if you do have a major issue, good luck. You're not going to get it fixed. Even from under warranty, they won't be able to source stuff. But even like coming back from doing 15 hours on in your truck, like jumping in that to go pick up the dog was like, oh, I'm in a little sports car. Like,
yeah, right.
Supercharged, turbocharged, 400 horsepower. So it scoots.
I somewhat agree with this. But at the same time, I feel like the nice thing about having a car is that I always looked at it as like, I can have a bad day and go hop in my car and feel better.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that with a lakefront cabin. I have to plan things. I have to schedule time off. I have to do. So it's a totally different concept, right? Like, yes, it also provides a good reward. It's a great thing to have, but I personally would rather rent vacation spots and own a car than own a vacation spot, because now I'm always going to want to go to the same vacation spot, and I don't want to do that.
Well, and like my parents had a vacation. We had a vacation cabin on a lake growing up, and man, it was a lot of work. You wasted the first 6 hours every time you got there cleaning a place, going buying groceries, doing yard work. Like, man, I just want to come have fun, relax. Like,
exactly, yeah, totally. Like, rental properties for vacations, because I don't always want to go to the same place, and I don't want to go to the same, whatever, blah blah. So
yeah. The only comment, and I mean, Dan's preached this a lot. So the only other comment for this is like, when interest is low, don't worry about paying for a car in cash, because it's
stupid.
Like, my note on the McLaren's 2%.
Right. So you remember back when you probably got that note, people were like, I can't believe you're financing it for 2%. Now everyone's like, oh my God, 2%.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. It's funny how everything shifted. I know, like, my truck's at like, I don't know, 0.9 or some point. It's like below 1%, or like right at 1%. And I'm like, I will never pay that off until the last day of that.
Right.
Like, there's no reason. Yeah. Like, I am paying exactly the minimum payment on it for the eternity of that loan. Because that's free money.
Oh, see, Ro here got lucky. My parents didn't do the cleaning. They made my brother and I do the cleaning. That's what kids are for, right?
Yeah, right.
And I know my dad's watching, so
we should call Josh on the shop. I should look on the cameras and see.
Oh yeah, see if he's still there.
I know he's still there, because I haven't seen the alert for the alarm or anything. Let me take a look how he's doing. See if the car is moved at all. Oh yeah, he's there chomping away.
Oh man.
It's funny. I'm not gonna be a dick. I'll let him work in peace. Since starting the business, do you feel your lifestyle is better or worse than before? That's a very interesting question. I mean,
that's a deep question.
That is deep, because there's different facets to that, right? Like, I enjoy what I do on a daily basis orders of magnitude more than before, I would say. The stress is different. Like, there's still stress, and I would argue it's sometimes a more intense stress, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. So it's financially dramatically more difficult than before because there is no safety net, or like I don't have to worry, like, working for a company, you're like, my paycheck's going to be there every pay period. It just shows up, it just gets deposited. So I don't have to worry about that. And for Josh and I, like, I haven't paid myself yet this month. We're on the 15th of the month. I don't know if I'm going to get paid this month. I probably won't because we haven't sold that many cars yet. So like that financial stress is different. But again, like I go to work, I love what I do. I get to enjoy what I do. I control my own fate. I have the flexibility to do stuff like, hey, today there was some stuff going on with my kid at daycare and I had to go pick him up in the middle of the day. And I have the flexibility to be able to do that. And I appreciate that, Yep. So that's actually one of the things I thought about many times is I probably get to see my kid grow up more than most fathers who work full time.
Yep.
So that I'm very grateful for. But Fair enough. It's different. Yeah. It's tough. FaceTime Josh. Can you convert 599s? Sure.
Anyone can with the right tools.
It didn't ask for anything. Like,
here's a good question. If price was the same, 458 or 488?
That's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want it to be fast as balls or have the right sound?
Yeah. I think the 458 still looks slightly better, but
I agree. I do like, honestly, at this point now, I think I've gotten to a point where if it was the same price, I'd probably do a 48 just because I've driven 458 so much.
Yeah.
I've only driven 48s, like, I've probably put 500 to 1,000 miles on 48s, and I've probably put 40,000 miles on 458s.
Yep.
So the daycare at the stub. Yeah, right. Yeah, self-employed is interesting. It's the first time I've been truly self-employed. Like I've created my own little companies before, but they were never when I was like older and had a mortgage and a wife and stuff. Like it was when I was young and a kid and everything. This is also true and difficult. The really hard thing about what we're doing is that we're not at a point yet where I want to risk a deal by not answering the phone, right? So like I am still working 7 days a week, probably 12 hours a day.
Yeah. I haven't been on a long, like, I won't say car ride, but like if we're traveling somewhere for over an hour, I haven't been with either you or Josh where you haven't answered the phone. And it's like, it's Sunday or, whatever. Like,
yeah.
We're clearly working, not working. We're doing something else, but you're still hustling.
I don't know that there's an hour that goes by a day that my phone doesn't alert me to something that needs my attention.
Yep.
Every single day, every single hour that I'm awake. I have my phone set up to turn off alerts in the evening until the morning. And so like once I actually am in bed, it's off and I'm not like disturbed because that would just drive me nuts.
Yes.
But
yeah, that black 48 was pretty good.
That one was pretty badass. Current inventory. What do we got? We got another converted 430 Spider. It's almost ready to go. We've got the Scud. We've got a Mustang GT350. We have its older companion that is 31 years old. It's 1993 Mustang Cobra companion. We have the Porsche GT4. We still have technically the Porsche GT3, although you'd have to act fast. Uh,
So no deposit on that one.
no deposit. They're risking it.
All right.
I know, right? Whatever. That might be it right now. Wow, we might only have 6 cars. Technically, the GT40 is still for sale.
Is the Speedster ever for sale, or is Josh holding that?
No, he hasn't said he wants to sell it yet.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to like visualize in my mind everything that's in the shop and like where they are. I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Where'd you snag this 93 Stang from? It was trade-in on the 07 converted 430. Came from Dallas.
It's a good upgrade.
I love that car.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a video on that car probably tomorrow. I'll film it, and I'm gonna be fanboying out. Fair disclosure, like I am in love with this thing.
Heck yeah.
I'm gonna talk it up, man. It's gonna be like the slowest car that I'm the happiest with in my entire life.
Yep. The other thing to do is don't put new turbos on. Just
Upgrade.
send them off to Pure Turbos and get a 1,000 horsepower kit.
Yeah.
That's what you do, and they blow up. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, this one's for you, Tyler.
Oh. Yeah, 9 to 5. Work in tech, like everyone else in Austin. So.
Right. There are days. I'll be honest. There's days I miss that because I'm like, man, 5 o'clock, I'm done.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm on call 24/7, 365 days a week.
True. Your job is not
days a year,
true at
whatever.
9 to 5.
Yeah, but it affords me that same luxury of like, oh, I need to go get tires tomorrow. I'm just gonna go get tires.
Yep. Yep.
I don't have to clock out or ask for
good
time
flexibility.
off. Like, I'm trusted to get my job done, and it works. So.
Yeah. Interesting. 40K for the Speedster. Are you serious, or are you just high again, Hugh? Did the GT40 get any offers at the meet? Not at the meet, but after the meet, I got one offer. It was pretty low, so I politely said no. I swear to God, like half of the people have had a old 90s Fox body. It's a ubiquitous, awesome car. You know,
Yep.
It's sad that they're like hard to find, unmolested, and not thrashed so bad.
That clean one we saw in Pittsburgh was awesome.
That thing was awesome. That was cool. The Coyote swap, that was pretty cool.
Yep.
The Turd 458. Dude, we got it back. We sold it in an hour, unintentionally.
Oh, that's too good.
Welcome to IT. Yeah, no kidding.
Someday I'm gonna get paged during one of these, and it's gonna be really funny.
You're gonna be
I think it'd be funny.
Like, oh, better go to work.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
So when you say you're on call 24/7, does that mean like 2 a.m.?
Oh yeah.
Really? And you're expected to answer it?
I've got 15 minutes to acknowledge a page.
Ah.
It's never happened, knock on wood.
That sucks.
The latest page I've ever gotten was 11:30 p.m.
Oh, that's pretty late though.
Yeah, it's pretty late. And it had to work till like 4, but
ooh.
That was the day of that Horseshoe Bay drive.
Oh, yeah.
That we did when Steve was here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the night, I should say.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. I missed having, I was making enough money where like money never was a thought, you know? I mean, I wasn't like, you know, like I'm rich, but you know, like for the lifestyle Meg and I had, which was pretty modest, there was like never really a worry about like, oh, are we going to ever miss a bill or, you know, like have to whatever. Like it just wasn't a concern. So that was nice. But it's, you know, it's a little bit tighter when you're running your own business and I've sank so much money into this business now that like that's part of it, right? It's like it does like sometimes I think about that. I'm like, this better work. You know, like this is my safety net.
Yep.
Do you get weekends off? What are weekends?
Yeah. Is that to me or to you?
Yeah, right. Definitely not. Maybe him.
I mean, we are encouraged, since we're on call, to work 35 hours a week.
That's really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah. But I'm on call 24/7. So.
Right. How often do you get pages, though?
I'm not going to jinx it, so I'm not going to answer that question.
Okay. Okay. That's valid. I don't know if Cars and Coffee is a real good place to sell a car. Maybe. You know, the thing is, not so much for the Ferraris because we don't sell hardly any of them local.
Yeah.
So I'd say generally no. That's not really our target demo. Yeah. I cater to the Polo, Cargos, and Vans crowd. Definitely the Vans. Yeah.
That's funny.
Pros and cons to all facets of work. I mean, yeah, there's always
100%.
There's always pros and cons to any job, right? Like there's always trade-offs. And you got to decide what you want. You know, there's complete validity in having a sweet 9-to-5 job that pays well and you work for the man, but you know what? When you're done, you're done. There's also, and that's not even true too. I would say there's even been like I worked for the man, so to speak, for most of my career, and I did not work 9-to-5. I worked, 7 to 11 p.m. Like I was working. I've had 100-hour weeks. I've had crazy shit when I was doing startups.
Yep.
I busted my ass, and there's times where I was probably delusional and whatever, but I enjoyed what I did, and I think it was worth it because I got to advance my career. So,
heck yeah.
The coral business really never made that much money. I heard if your friends and relatives don't tease you for being cheap, you're spending too much money on as a small business owner. Kind of. I mean,
depends on what you're spending the money on, right?
I think it depends what you're being cheap about, right? Like I know there's companies that like penny pinch a lot of stuff, and I don't know that that's going to make or break a company. Like it's not going to be death by 1,000 pinpricks. It's going to be, hey, you screwed up some big thing, right? Like Josh and I talked about, we're like, like if we're having a bad month or whatever, does that mean we shouldn't like take ourselves out to lunch once in a while? No, because that's a $40 lunch here or there isn't going to cause us to go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Right. It's like having a car that we lose $30,000 on, that's going to hurt us. So, should throw an open house at the stub sometime and get more eyes in the place so folks routinely check your inventory. Not entirely a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I've thought about that. Like, do we do a generic open house to the public? Funny enough, we've had a lot of people just stop by. We're like, hey, we just heard about this place and want to see so many cars. And
that's cool. Yeah.
Is it hard to get a car accepted at the auction sites? I mean, it can be a pain in the ass. Yes. So it's a lot of bullshit to get it listed. Wait, what? Have you listed it on the same place you bought it from? Listed what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm missing context there.
Yeah, we might have been. We're on. Chat's delayed, and you might have been talking to someone in chat. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Am I open to feedback? Whoops, damn it. Sure, there. Dan, are you open to feedback on your channel and content, or just fine how it is? Of course, I'm open to feedback. Doesn't mean I'm going to listen to it. So just to be fair.
Yeah. Depends how you phrase things too.
Yeah, like
come off as a huge dick, you're gonna get a whatever.
If you're gonna say, I love your channel, but you're starting off wrong.
Yeah.
That's not how you do a conversation of criticism.
Yeah.
That's how you do a conversation as an asshole.
Oh, he's talking about the GT40. Okay.
Oh, the GT40s.
I mean, we met Scott Hawley. He didn't want it back. So.
Yeah, right. No, no. I mean, honestly, no. I haven't. I found it on the GT40 forum. I haven't listed it there because they want you to pay a bunch of money to list it there, and I'm not that motivated to sell it. Where I pay a bunch of money to sell it.
Yep.
Yeah. Open house idea. People love to see exotic cars. They might. I mean, yes. I've actually, Josh and I have thought about that. Like, do we post something in the local community Facebook group saying, "Hey, you know, we have this dealership, blah blah. Come have a coffee." I don't know. So.
Yeah, that won't get you in trouble with the state.
Right. Yeah.
How do we do that?
Right. Yeah. Keep working with all the car clubs to have your shop be a starting point for the drives, even if they might be like AMGs. Yeah. I mean, exactly. Yeah. No, I'm. If someone is running a local car club in the Austin area and wants to start or end a drive or have some event at our shop, obviously we're limited on space to a degree, but I'm open to discussing this. Again, don't tear up my parking lot. That's the only thing I'm asking because my asphalt sucks. But other than that, yeah, I'm cool with it. Like, you know, we can fit probably about 30 cars is I think what we've determined. Yeah, exactly. With all due respect, yeah, another way that you're being an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, that's not criticism. That's just you being a dick.
Yeah. They didn't really teach critique in schools very well.
No.
So.
No, the internet's ruined that for everyone. Everyone thinks that they like have the right to do like a criticizing opinion of something or someone without knowing how to do it tactfully so that you don't offend them.
Yep.
Yeah. I was actually having a funny conversation with Megan about this week because there was some situation where I needed to talk to someone and, you know, file a complaint with them. And she's like basically like writing me a text of like, here's how you need to say it. And she specifically was like, do not use the word but. And I'm like, yes, good point.
Yep.
She's like, remember, but makes you turn into an asshole.
Yes. Use I sentences, not you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And instead of saying but, say and.
Yes.
So, you know, I love what you're doing. And I thought maybe this blah, blah, or something like that, right? Not, yeah. I love what you're doing, but I think
that just means I'm saying this because I don't know what else to say to be polite.
Right.
I don't mean it at all. That's what but means. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do I think interest rates are the biggest hurdle for buyers? Yeah. I don't know.
Doesn't help.
Yeah, I mean, certainly if 2%, if rates were 2% lower, would we probably be selling more stuff? Sure. But I don't think it's the biggest hurdle. I think it's a hurdle. I think people are just weirded out about the economy. I think everyone assumed that there was going to be a recession, and it kind of fizzled and never happened. Not gonna wood.
The fear of recession for the last 2-3 years is old. Like,
oh my god, like they've been saying that we were going to be in a recession since the last recession.
Yeah,
that's why I don't even bother anymore. I'm just like, whatever. That's actually. Oh, you want to know another interesting thing that's kind of nice about running my own business is I am not invested in the stock market at all anymore, and it's a huge stress relief.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I don't like. People are like, "Oh my god, did you see the market today?" I'm like, "No, what happened?" And like, you know, it's had like the biggest point drop ever or whatever the other day, and I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." You know, oh, doesn't affect me. Moving on.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually have thought about sharing the business side more in our YouTube content. It's tricky because it's hard to make that stuff exciting because it's not. A lot of it's very mundane and boring. And also I don't know how much I want to like disclose about my business. Like it's trickier. Like I didn't mind talking like back when I first started the YouTube channel and I was like, here's how much I paid for this. Here's how much I paid for that. I didn't mind that because it was my own little personal finances. And it was like a slice of my personal finances. Not like you ever saw the whole thing. But But like, there's a lot of business stuff where like I don't want to disclose certain numbers or details because it's not your business. For example, I'm not gonna ever tell you how much we sold a car for because that's none of your business. It's the person who bought the car from us and our business.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, now there's a third party, that person that bought that car, and they're entrusting that I'm not going to run around and tell everyone how much they paid for this car. Like that would be a disservice to that person. It would be, crappy if I started doing that. So I'm not going to. Which, by the way, the number of people who asked how much we sold the Turd 458 for is disappointing.
There's a bunch of Woodside questions.
Oh, Woodside? What?
Yeah. What kind of rates do they have? How do you get in touch with them?
Where do you... Oh, you can reach out to Debbie at woodsidecredit.com if you're buying a car from us. I think they're currently around like 9%. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Using the word but negates anything positive said before. That is exactly correct. Thank you.
Yep.
100%.
And there was a comment earlier that scrolled by. It was something like, do you think you can own a Scud and work on it yourself? And that's yes. It's the short answer. It's the whole point of this channel.
I mean, definitely. I've already been working on my Scud. Yeah. If you can work on a 430, you can work on a Scud. There's almost no difference. Oh, that's true. We did have kind of like a mini technical recession or whatever. True.
Yeah. I mean, tech companies are still laying people off. And it's like, whatever. AI is coming for everyone. So
yeah. I don't have a 401k anymore. I liquidated it. And I put all that money into my business. As I've said this before, I trust my business more than I trust these other CEO assholes on Wall Street. I think like my position on Wall Street is everyone's lying and they're all full of crap and none of the companies are worth what they say they are. Yep. I mean, look at how many companies are lying or bullshitting or whatever, and the valuations make no sense. Like how these companies become worth more than, like, I mean, just insane numbers. It's like it's purely speculation and it has no basis in actuality. So that is why I am not invested in the market anymore. Yeah. I'm starting to get some interest in it, so you should buy it.
Heck yeah.
Wait, what? Understood, Dan. How are you potentially losing a lot on a car? That is a reality people need today, especially after this crazy bull run. I think people would appreciate. What do you mean losing a lot on a car?
I think disclosing like business stuff.
Is what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not losing anything by not disclosing how much a car was sold. But I mean, you gotta understand, like, at this point, the YouTube channel is not the primary goal. So like, I don't know that I want to give the details of my business. It's not really your business. Like, no offense to anyone here. Like, it's, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
here's another thing. I mean, shit. Just the other week, someone was like, "Oh, you always talk about something negative. You're always talking about negative stuff." I'm like, how much of you? If I show my business stuff, you know how much negativity it's going to be? It's going to be like 90% negativity. It's going to be like, "Oh, this car's too expensive. We aren't doing that great financially on this thing. Okay, we thought this was going to make more money than it did. Okay, that car is a loser. That car is a winner. Whoa, hey, we got a winner." Like, I mean, it's just, yeah. I would say probably not going to buy any Aventadors. They are high risk. They don't have a big margin, and the buyers are probably a pain in the ass.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
I mean, we don't really like buying cars over $300,000 because they don't make any more money than the cars that cost $150,000. Like, the total dollar amount we make is the same at 150 or 300, but now I've tied up $300,000. So, no. Yeah.
Yes, this Dan Scott is for sale.
Were you able to liquidate your 401k without the penalty? Nope. I paid the penalty, and I totally am fine with that. I've made back that 10% many fold over now. So that was part of my logic. If I put this money into my dealership, I now control my own fate, and I believe that I can give myself a better ROI than the stock market. Yes, the Scud is for sale. Feel free to email me if you're seriously interested. I meant losing money on a car. People over the years have this crazy, unrealistic view on the world based on the bull run. We've talked about losing money on cars multiple times. This is not, something that, we don't give specific numbers, but we've said we lost $40,000+ on that Lamborghini Huracan. We're losing close to $15,000-ish on that GT3. For every 10 cars we sell, we probably have one that loses money. That's probably about on average. Something happens. The car breaks unexpectedly. We bought it with not enough margin. People aren't interested in it for some reason. The market shifted. Like the GT3 that we bought, I believe when we bought it at a great number. The market changed in the last 3 months.
Oh yeah.
Like fast. The market went from so that's the stupid thing, right? Like in hindsight, if I look back at it and it could, predict the future, we had offers that are higher than what the car is selling for now that I refused then because I thought they were bad offers. But the funny thing is, like at that time, they weren't really great offers, but now they would have been great offers.
Yeah.
So,
Yep, it's the gamble.
Yeah, you just don't know. This is business. Like you can't predict the future. You do the best you can. You try and figure it out. Oh wow, I didn't even look at the clock. It's already past 9:30.
Comments are pouring in. So,
jeez, yeah, we've been chatting, and it's been an interesting conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Brent, yes, 9%.
Yeah, around 9%. I don't remember the exact number. Oh, well, thank you. I like this comment. Could care less about your business details. As long as you guys are successful, that's all that matters.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I hope so. We're trying our best. I mean, we're just trying our best.
Yep.
Well, it's 9:35, 4. Close enough.
Yep.
I didn't even talk about the GT40 thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you just have to wait for the video.
That's good. String them along.
Yeah. I'll give you something to wait for. So I need to review Viper, the 93 Cobra, and the GT4. So I'll do that soon. And I need to fix the GT40 and hopefully have that running again tomorrow.
Nice.
So.
Cool.
There you go. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to go to bed. I'm sure Tyler's tired. I should check on Josh real quick.
There you go. Do it at the end.
Yeah, real quick. Let's see. Is he still there? Oh, yeah.
Nice. Put in the midnight oil. Nice.
I feel focused. Come on, focus. There he is. See him walking around?
Yep. Oh, that's funny.
You can only see his legs.
Yep. Underneath the bottom of the car. Good stuff.
Oh, poor Josh. Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you soon next week. We got videos coming out soon. There's 2 more videos coming out this weekend, so watch those, share them, whatever. Oh, drama this weekend. There you go. You guys want a drama video to share? We got a drama video coming out tomorrow or Saturday. Sorry, Saturday.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that. We'll see you then.
All right.
Bye.
Peace.